guys, so the method for making these strips, nanocellulose strips, is based on work by Rémy Dreyfus-Desine, and this goes back to 2017. So I have the paper here, and you can see how he made it. But then other conservators stepped in and did some work as well, and one of them is Robin Canham, who did some excellent work on getting the desired thickness of the MFC down to about 9 microns, right? And for that, she has a calculator that is on the web that you can go up there and use her app and enter the information that you want, and based on the information you enter, it'll give you the exact formula for making the MFC strips, right? All right, so let's begin. We have here the cellulose nanofibrils, and we're gonna go ahead and make it according to a formula that I got from her calculator, right? So this cellulose I have is a 3% weight to volume. So it comes like this, and it's already made this way. So let me open. So this CNF, by the way, is cellulose, which means it is susceptible to fungi. So make sure you guys refrigerate it if you get it. All right. So based on the information I entered, I want to do 5 of these plates, and I have a diameter of 9 centimeters. So what they are recommending is getting 6.67 grams of the 3% cellulose, nanocellulose. So here I have a jar. I'm going to put the jar in here. I'm gonna turn and tear it, and then I'm gonna weigh this is 3.98, this is 6.67 is what I want. I am at 6.83, so I'm going to take out a little bit of it. And 6.66 is perfect, right? Same as 6.67. And then to that, I'm going to add 120.6 milliliters of water. And they recommend distilled water, but I'm using tap water that I had it sitting overnight. And then I'm going to stir this for approximately 10 minutes. So for this, you need to stir. If you have a stirrer at home that will stir the material for you, that's even better. But I'm just going to go like this for about 5 minutes, and then shake it for another 5 minutes. So you want all the lumps gone. You want the fibers to disperse well through the water. And it is why you're doing this. So I have the concentration that I want, and they recommend pouring into each plate 25.4 mils. So I have a 10 mil pipette here I'm going to use to do 10 and 10 and then 5 and another 0.4, right? All right, let's try it. So I'm going to open this, add 10, right? And 10. And 5. And a 0.4. That's a 0.4 right there, right? Without disturbing it, you're gonna set it to the side to fully evaporate. So in evaporating casting, what we're doing here is making a thin film at the end that is about 9 microns that can be used for tear repair, much like Tengujo tissue, right? And so we're going to set this aside until it dries. So this film here can be now removed. Sometimes it sticks a little bit. Teflon doesn't stick, so if you can get Teflon dishes to do it in, that's your best bet. 9 or 10 microns in width, right? And now what you can do, and it's very, very strong, right? And it's cellulose. So it looks like plastic almost, but it's actually cellulose. So what you do with it now is cut it up, right? You just need a ruler and a sharp razor blade and just cut it up into these strips, right? I'm gonna keep this intact for now. Put it back in the dish, right? These dishes can be recyclable. You can reuse them, so you don't need that many. 5 dishes will help you, give you enough strips, right? And you end up with something like this at the end. You end up with these long strips. They're a bit electrostatic in that they can stick to the lid of the dish sometimes, but they're very, very strong, right? So once you glue them on a tear with methyl cellulose and nori mix, or gelatin and methyl cellulose mix, and then you put them on and you brush them again, and then they go in the press, right? And they come out invisible. You can't even see them that well, right? So these are films that, you know, kind of resemble a tape carrier, but they're not tapes, right? Per se, they're films. And I think the only risk of this procedure is CGC. How would CGC look at these as independent observers, right? But these are very, very nice, right? You could make them into any shape. They don't have to be this shape. You could make them into a circle. You could make them into an ellipsoid, oval, anything you want, you can get and use it to seal a tear, right? And you have here a great product that is very, very strong, right? Stronger than Tengujo in a sense, right? And it's made up entirely of nanocellulose. So good stuff, right? And you can make these films thin or thick, up to you. And there you go. So, you know. All right, so I also tried making them really thin, and you can see when I make them thin, it's difficult to remove the film, right? So my advice is make them per formula. There is actually, you can use an online calculator developed by Robin Canham and her friends, and it's very, very useful. All you have to do is enter some information, it spits out a recipe for you, right? Tells you how to make it. That's my advice. And there is also this paper from 2017 that first described how to make these films. And actually the reference is included in the online calculator for that, right? All right, I don't have anything else to say aside from thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time where we will tackle the amount of CNF to add to our furnish. You don't want to add too much, you want to add the right amount. So we'll see you guys next time. you.